Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Strangely enough, we are starting this one at about midnight, almost midnight. And that's mostly because my sleep schedule is so far messed up that I found myself in the garage, just tinkering away. A lot of you guys said you wanted to see more Gloria content, so here we are. Figured we'd start with that. I did steal some parts off the Z to throw in the Gloria, and I hope you guys approve. I took the matching LMGT4s, and man, I was not expecting the car to look this good on bronze. Really curious to see it in the daylight. It's crazy how these wheels make a car or color look so timeless. Now, a couple videos ago, Andrew and I were painting the 300ZX. While we were doing that, I went to the paint store to pick up paint. While I was there, I picked up paint to hopefully paint match the OG bronze on these LMGT4s. Now, you're probably wondering, why don't I just get them refinished? Because every single one of them came with some curb rash when I bought them. It's an old wheel, it's been through it, it's been driven. But I don't think it's technically OG bronze if it's repainted bronze, you know what I mean? But if you just patch it up, then it's still OG bronze with some touch-up paint. So we're gonna see how we did with matching this color. I did bring in this wheel and I had a professional help me match it up. We matched it to the lip because we noticed it's a slightly different shade. I'm not sure if that's because the finish of the actual face is different. You can see that there's a split right here, or I guess not a split, but a harsh line where they change the finish of the wheel. On this side it's pretty smooth, and you can really tell on this side it's got some grit to it. I have a feeling that the entire wheel is the same color, and just the machining is what made the difference in that color tone. And if this does look good and anyone has OG bronze and wants to match it, I guess this is the color code. Now this is really coming full circle here for me, because not only did I paint cars when I was a kid, this is the exact paintbrush that I used to make my little model cars. And here I am painting a real car and one of my dream wheels. See, dreams really do come true. You just gotta keep working at them. Oh, that matches pretty good actually. Hold on. I'm just taking some of the paint off the lid here. Doesn't need to be too much. Oh yeah, that's way better. I'm sure you'll still be able to see those deep grooves and scratches, but at least it won't be silver. It won't stick out like a sore thumb. Okay, wow, that looks way better. You can hardly tell, especially if you're like standing straight up looking at it. Yeah, you'd never know. This one has some pretty deep gouges too. Yeah, that's way better. I think it's safe to say I made the old 9-year-old me proud of what we're building these days. This thing is so cool. I love Glorias. I only recently found out about these cars too. It's not like I really knew about them before. There is this one other piece for the Nissan Gloria that I've been holding on to for quite some time. I wonder if you guys remember it. This is a front strut brace. Not just any front strut brace. An old logo Nismo strut brace. I found this on Buyee quite some time ago and I just never had the time to put it on. And I guess this is the perfect opportunity. Ah, super stock. This is probably the easiest part ever to install on a car too, let's be real. Now the torque specs on these shock towers are usually really low, so try not to just blast these on. A little bit goes a long way here. And I did turn the hardness down on the drill. It's only on setting 1. Not that that's a proper torque spec, but it's just something to go off of. Wow, that was so easy. That looks pretty cool. May not look like a GTR, but now it'll handle like one. There were these little caps I'm going to put back on, just because I have them. Probably came with the coilovers. I've been really trying to find a lip kit for this Nissan Gloria, but honestly, parts for body are so hard to find. It's not like a 240 where they still make body kits for it, and there's plenty still floating around that you can restore or fix if they're damaged. The Gloria, there's like really not many options. I'm sure something will pop up someday, but for now, we're just gonna rock it as is. I did go ahead and load up the trunk. We're heading to a little event. Well, I guess not right now. Tomorrow morning, we're gonna head out. That purple hits really well with the bronze. Well, we're all locked and loaded. Let's get heading out to the event. Aw, man. I think I left the light on too long. Battery's dead. Who's that? What the heck was that? Oh, it's today's video sponsor, Astro AI Jump Starter. Although I'm really hoping the jump starter wasn't in this box he just threw. No, it's not. It's just all the accessories. He's coming back. That was just uncalled for. Luckily this jump pack is drop proof. You can really tell how durable this case looks. But alright, let's hook up one of these accessories and get the Gloria started. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, it's also waterproof. These are the items that come in the box. You get the charger, of course, and then you get this adapter that works with cigarette adapters, and then of course the terminal jumpers. There's also a light on here that could be really handy when you're jump starting at night. When we peel back this rubber here, we can see all the ports, and these do support fast charging. Now there's one more port on the side here, and this one supports 15 volts and 10 amps. I plugged the cables into the jump starter, and now you can see this is lighting up. Battery percent is full. Looks like we have a green light on here. That means the terminals are hooked up correctly, so you can't even hook these up wrong. They have it built in. I'll leave the link below so you guys can check out Astro AI's other products. They have a sale going on for up to 75% off, so be sure to grab some gear to save yourself or a friend from getting stranded. Thank you Astro AI for sponsoring this video. Was that fun? That was lit. What is up? We made it to the event. This is Elite Tuner. It's the closest drift event that has ever been hosted, near me at least. Got the Gloria out here. He's shredding. I've already done a few laps on it, and this is my first time putting bell sides on the rear. Oh my gosh, I'm in love. I definitely want to get a full set of these. It's just a classic 90s style wheel. The KA is holding up great. Somehow, some way. That power steering line is also not leaking, holding up great. If you guys missed one of the recent videos, I converted to use a tractor line because it blew up at US Air. But it's working. We may or may not have had a little too much fun on the course here. As I was pulling off for my very last lap, I saw some smoke and then fire come from under the hood. So luckily I had a fire extinguisher in the car, and you're not gonna believe what caught fire. So it looks like the manifold here has some fluid all over it, and then looking down here, the power steering line is completely smacked off. Wow. A lot of you guys said, oh, just run that tractor line, it'll be good. And I was all for that, and I agreed with you guys. I did buy a power steering line to have on the side in case this blew up again, so we're gonna have to swap a line here. Luckily I had my dash cam going, so this is how it looked from inside the car. Notice the orange glow that happens in front of the car, and then obviously the flames coming out of the backside of the hood. Luckily Smokes was nearby, so he rushed over, popped the hood, and I had the fire extinguisher, and I was trying to yank out that pin. Luckily I got it out and just sprayed it down. I'm just so glad I had an extinguisher handy. I just took this fitting off of the pump. Look at how this thing sheared off. That's crazy. And to my surprise, we have a garden growing on the subframe. Got some plants here. Pretty good seasonal stuff. And this is the fitting we're gonna need to take off the rack and convert it back. I don't know why I didn't bring any tools. I didn't think I'd need them. Bad idea. Thankfully, some nice guy let me use his adjustable wrench. So we're gonna do this whole job with a metric adjustable wrench. All right. This is the one I had to convert to use a crush washer. You can see I shaved this fitting down. Got real creative. Good thing we have it though, because we're gonna need this crush washer for the new fitting. Could you hand me the fitting this way?
This fitting?
This one actually.
Alright,
Yeah.
yes sir. Hold on.
Full of oil.
Oops. Yes sir.
Thank you. Now usually there'd be an O-ring on the base of this, but previously I figured out, because this is an S chassis adapter, this doesn't exactly fit into the Z-rack in the right way, so we have to seal it through a crush washer.
An intercooler coupler too, didn't you?
Did I? No way. We got the new line installed back on the car. I didn't bring any fluid. No one else has fluid here. I'm just gonna start it and see how it handles, see if it leaks, if there is any fluid in there, and then we might have to make a parts run. Okay, it's not making any noises, so maybe it has enough to make it to a store. Any leaks?
I don't see nothing.
We're looking good. We're in business. Fluid check. Dry. But the pump's not screaming, so maybe there's just enough in there.
Visual.
I did shut it off right away too, so. Alright, I think that's good. I tried to put some cardboard down so that I wouldn't leave too much of a mess here. Didn't think there'd be mud on it too, that's kind of funny. Some US Air mud.
Yeah, it looks good up here.
My homie Curdy gave me his power steering fluid here. He said he uses this in his S13 and he's never had a problem with it. I've never heard of anything like this. He said it's for like Mercedes or something. I don't know. I usually just always run ATF, but we're gonna give it a shot. He said it doesn't overheat or anything. It looks like a similar consistency, right? It's green, that's kind of cool. Matches the car, yeah, there we go. I'm gonna run this fluid just because it's green. It's kind of eerie seeing all this fireproofing dust on the car. Logan and Smokes were saying I gotta get this stuff off ASAP because it corrodes anything. So, I'm gonna stop at the car wash on the way home. I still can't believe the flame hood was on fire on the Z. I'm glad it survived and that it wasn't any worse. And now we have the actual power steering line on there. Hopefully this one lasts a little bit longer. But I'm at the car wash so we can try and wash away all of this flame retardant. I think that's what they call it. It's like 1 a.m. I'm so tired. But I think this will be worth it. Man, even the sock on the brake booster is charred up a little bit. Definitely got some of the sheathing off of the wires, but these all feel good still. Like they're not crispy, you know what I mean? Like it just got hot enough to melt that thin plastic or nylon layer there. All the wiring feels good. I definitely want to relocate everything and clean up the engine bay. Realistically, this is probably it for the Z this season. Looks like we have a lot to do. Also, this is the most shocking thing to me. At the end of the day, one of the guys that was managing the track and, you know, telling people to go and whatnot, handed me this. He's like, hey, is this yours? I know yours fell off here before. And I was like, huh. that looks like mine. I have not had the chance to check under the hood if anything is missing, and wow, I don't know how I missed that. Look at that. That's a little bit of a leak. So now I'm curious, how long was I drifting this NA today? It was getting down all day. This was definitely run over at some point. It could have been when it came off the car, but look at that braking point. That's pretty crazy. I think this was the Ace Race clamp, and then I have the Vibrance on this side, which at US Air, one of my Vibrant clamps failed. I've been having so many issues with these clamps, and that's funny because I bought these clamps so that I wouldn't have coupler issues. Now, a lot of you guys did mention a solution for that, and that is to just add one coupler to the system because maybe the engine is moving too much. This is mostly designed for very stiff, if not solid, engine mounts, so that there's no play. By design, they are supposed to move around, but maybe it's just moving too far. I'm really curious to know how long I was driving NA for today. That was my last 3-inch clamp too, so I've got to order more clamps. And it's funny because it's not really too much of a noticeable difference because I only have the turbo set at 5 PSI. If you take anything away from this, let this experience be a reminder of how important it is to have your fire extinguisher. Even if it's not a drift car, I'm probably going to just put one in the Gloria just because. Just seeing the flames shoot out from the hood, I was like, it's just nerve-wracking. I'm so eternally grateful that this thing did not burn to the ground today after freshly completing it. And as most of you guys know, I never trailer my cars, so I almost had to tonight with the fire issue and the power steering, but luckily we made that all work. And on top of that, I drifted on my drive home tires. If you guys don't know what that means, it's basically you save one pair that you can drive home on and not burn them all the way through. But I saved them basically to the lowest possible point. They probably have half a lap left on them or just enough to drive home. It's just so crazy that the fire happened right after my very last lap. I was like, all right, I'm done. Whew, feeling good. Car survived. Car did great. Little did I know it was probably NA and about to catch fire. You never know when it can happen. I just can't believe it wasn't on track during full load. It was just coming out on the pits. I don't know. Crazy. Crazy. Enough rambling. Let's get this thing clean. And this is why you should never use this wool brush on your car. Well, I'm glad this car still exists, and I'm also hyped that we were able to put some new parts on the Nissan Gloria. I know you guys are really wanting to see some more 240SX content. I'm really hoping we can start diving into this car again this winter. I've been trying to find some storage places to store these cars so I can have this whole space to really dive into this car. Because basically the next thing I need to do is strip everything out of it. And with everything out of it, it's just going to be really cluttered in here, just having a whole engine, trans, you know, a couple wheels on the ground. But I want to thank you guys for sticking around. These videos are only possible because of you guys. These cars only exist because of you guys. So thank you very much for the opportunity, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Maybe I'll do a junkyard video or something. Peace.